Hello, and today is going to be a slightly different type of video report because I want to share my dubious thoughts on the notion of brand ambassadors, and most importantly, I would like to ask you what you think about it. And the reason why I'm doing so is because I recently received two brand ambassador announcements, press releases from two very different brands almost on the very same day, and this triggered something since it's been a long time that I've been questioning myself on the efficiency of such endeavors. And I'm not saying that it's totally useless, far from that, but what makes a good brand ambassador policy compared to more debatable choices? So coming on these two examples, the first one concerns David Beckham, the famous English ex-footballer who over the years achieved of making his face and name a hot business commodity despite having stopped his sports career quite a while ago. So David Beckham has now become the face of Tudor as they want him to personify their new slogan, Born to Dare. Personally, I have to admit that this amuses me more than anything else because Mr. Beckham looks like a nice, polite guy with his high-pitched voice, quite like the guy, but he can put all the tattoos he wants on what remains available on his body and try to look as mean as possible in these various photos, but for me, it just doesn't work. It's not because you ride a Harley Davidson that you're a Hell's Angel, and in a city like Geneva where 90% of the people riding Harleys are bankers, well, you see what I mean. Furthermore, David Beckham has or still is associated with so many other brands, which makes him simply a nice walking billboard, so nothing too exclusive in this endorsement. And the cherry on the cake is that he used to be a Breitling ambassador just before this. And Tudor didn't just exchange movements in a very clever move that saw Breitling use the recently developed Tudor 3-hander caliber, and Tudor used the Breitling chrono movement. So anyhow, Tudor over the last few years had slightly emancipated themselves from its mother company, Rolex, and had come with some pretty cool products, neat looking watches, vintagey inspired, but good quality and very fairly priced. And this is the main point for this video, because I have to admit that I was not far away from purchasing the new Black Bay S&G seen at Baselworld this year. But now, well, sorry, no thank you. There's no way I want to be associated with some kind of male Kim Kardashian, so this announcement has had a total counterproductive effect on me and therefore demonstrates that it does have an impact on business. A negative one in my case, but then it can have a positive one for others, maybe. With the second example that I will shortly talk about, there are a few parallels, but we are definitely not in the same dimension. Since selling his image is at the core of Mr. Beckham's business, well, we doubt that this was a cheap deal between him and Tudor. And Tudor are leveraging this as much as possible, going all in with a big web campaign, numerous ads in international magazines, even TV ads, etc. So this means that this was really well thought of, and Tudor believes that it will have a positive outcome in terms of business for the brand. Okay, well, it didn't work for me, but then my profile is probably not their prime target.